is up, people? So whether you meant to or not, you just clicked on my full review of BSN's Syntha-6 Edge. This is the new version of BSN's Syntha-6, which was renowned for having an amazing taste. So taste is what we're going to talk about first. So I've got mine in cookies and cream flavor. I have tried the original Syntha-6, and the only flavor of that I've tried was also cookies and cream, so I can't give you a direct kind of comparison. So I want to start by saying that BSN have done a fantastic job with the taste in the Syntha-6 Edge. Well, in both Syntha-6 versions, but especially in the Edge, I'm more impressed because of the fact that there's less fat and carbs in this new version, and yet the taste is pretty much exactly the same as the original Syntha-6. I can only really speak for the cookies and cream flavor, but let me just say that, especially for a protein shake, this taste is incredible. Now I know that some people don't really enjoy cookies and cream flavored protein shakes because they find them a bit too sweet. I can't really speak for those people because I do have a bit of a sweet tooth myself, but in comparison to other cookies and cream flavored protein shakes that I've tried before, it doesn't have that sickly sweetness to it. I know where a lot of people are coming from with either vanilla or cookies and cream flavored shakes from some other brands that I've tried. You get sick of drinking it, it's too sweet and it's kind of artificial. This doesn't taste like that. I don't really know how to describe it other than it's exactly as you'd expect cookies and cream to be. It's got an almost malt kind of taste, a slight malt kind of taste to it, which I love, and it doesn't get sickly to drink at all. I have 2 of these shakes a day and I honestly look forward to them, and I never dread drinking one of these. It's kind of like a dessert in a protein shake. The cookies and cream version does have little tiny cookie bits in it, kind of like shredded Oreo pieces. It doesn't make the hugest of differences really because they're so tiny in the shake, but it is a nice touch. So flavor from me gets full marks. They've really outdone themselves again with the Syntha-6 Edge, staying on, in my opinion, the top of the market in terms of flavor for protein shakes. I haven't had another protein shake that tastes as good, and I have had quite a few in my time. So next I thought we'd talk about the macros. What is inside this liquid crack protein shake? Hopefully not actually liquid crack. So we've got a serving size of 38.5 grams, which is 1 scoop, and there are 48 of those scoops in this big ass container here. So I'm going to keep things pretty basic. We'll start with the calories. 1 scoop has 150 calories, which is, it's nothing crazy, but in my experience it is a little bit on the high end for the kind of protein shake that it is, just a standard whey protein shake. Other shakes that I've had with similar amounts of protein in generally range from about 100 to 130 calories. So a little bit on the high end with 150, but we can forgive them for that. So 30 of those calories come from fat. We've got 3.5 grams of fat in a scoop, 1 gram of saturated fats, 50 milligrams of cholesterol, 190 milligrams of sodium, 7 grams of carbohydrates, and out of that, 1 of those grams is from sugar and 1 gram is from dietary fiber. And of course the protein, we've got 24 grams of protein here. So good, decent amount of protein. Whenever I get a whey protein shake, I always like to go for a minimum of 20 grams. I think that's a good standard to go for. So going back to the 150 calories thing, as I said before, it's nothing too crazy at all. You should be able to fit it into your macros and your meal plan, as long as you're not on some kind of crazy strict diet. But that said, there have been a couple occasions where I've had to swap out my Syntha-6 shake for the day with an Impact Whey protein shake by MyProtein. And that's simply because sometimes you get to the end of the day and the extra 50 calories could just push you over. And if you can take out those 50 calories and still get a similar amount of protein from another shake, sometimes that is the case that you have to do that. But in most instances, that's not going to make too much of a difference. And if you're one that likes to enjoy the taste of their protein shakes, like I'm sure most people do, this is definitely one to go for. Right, so I would say that pretty much wraps up the macro aspect of this review. So next we're going to talk about the mixability. So I've got about 150 milliliters of milk here. It says on the back to mix 1 scoop with 4 to 5 ounces of cold water or your favorite beverage. I don't know what ounces are, but I find that if you mix it with about 125 to 150 milliliters of milk or water, then that works out great. Now, I'm usually not fussy about what I mix my shakes with, but particularly with this flavor, I like to mix it with milk, and that's because you want to get the milky creaminess out of the cookies and cream flavor. You know what I mean. If you mix it with water, it does still taste great, just to be clear, but you just don't get that creaminess in the shake, you know? So I'm going to mix 1 scoop with this 150 mils of milk I've got in here. Now I'm using skinny milk, so low-fat milk. Obviously, if you don't mind the extra calories, then you can use full-fat milk. It'll probably give it a bit more flavor, but quite frankly, I am perfectly happy with low-fat milk. So I've got 1 scoop here. These are what the scoops look like. Kind of big. That goes in there. So I am going to talk about the mixability, but I thought I may as well show you while I can as well. So one thing I've not actually tried is mixing these shakes up in a glass with a spoon. I know some people do that. I don't know why, because shaker cups are just, they make life so much easier. Right, so there you go. It doesn't take long to shake up at all. Don't know if you can see that very well there. That's what we got. There's absolutely no need to mix this with a blender. A shaker does the job perfectly well. It doesn't, I've never had any issues shaking this up with mixability. The only little bits you get in here are the purposeful tiny little cookie bits in there, and that's not a bad thing at all. So I'm actually just going to pour it in this little glass I've got here just to make it easy for you to see. There we go. Right, there you have it. Don't know if you can see the tiny little cookie bits that are kind of mixed in there. Tiny little just brown flecks in there. So mix is amazing. I don't really know how to describe the consistency, but what I will say is definitely use at least 125 milliliters of liquid. 100 mils is what I standardly use for other protein shakes, but that is not enough in this instance. It gets kind of thick and almost sludge-like. So yeah, absolutely no lumps whatsoever. Nice, perfectly smooth shake. And you saw how much effort or how little effort it was to shake it up just then. No problems, can't fault the mixability with this at all. Right, so price and availability. I got pretty lucky, it turns out, when getting my Syntha-6 Edge. I got it for relatively cheap in comparison to elsewhere on the market. So I bought mine for about £29, which is about $36 US. I've seen it on bodybuilding.com for $54, which is about 44 pounds. And I've also seen it at Dolphin Fitness, which is a UK-based supplement store, going for about 35 pounds. So really, it completely varies depending on where you get it from, but availability-wise, BSN is a very big brand, and you can get this pretty much every supplement store that I've looked in so far, so you won't have a hard time finding it. It just may be worth looking around a few different places to see where you can get the best deal for it. As I said, I got mine for as low as £29. So about 29 or 30 pounds is a fantastic price in my opinion to pay for this product, 48 servings, though I wouldn't go as high as, 40 pounds or maybe even like higher than £35 really. It's a great product, tastes amazing, mixes well, it's got good macros. I just don't think you need to pay that much for a protein shake, to be honest. You can get so many other options that are much cheaper, and while they may not taste as good, they'll taste perfectly fine and they'll do the trick for you. So depending on where you are in the world and how much you can get this product for, I can definitely recommend it for the price that I got it, but if it soars up to, you know, £40 or something, maybe consider a different protein, unless you've got the extra cash to spare. That would be my advice on the matter anyway. Okay, so to summarize, we've got one of the best tasting, if not the best tasting, protein shake on the market at the moment, despite having halved the amount of carbs and fats compared to their previous version. Mixes absolutely fine, just a couple shakes, no problems there. In terms of price, it's alright, it could be better, but it's certainly not the most expensive thing on the market at the moment, but it just depends where you look and where you get it from. A couple extra points to add that I left out. This does have 11 grams of essential amino acids in it, and there are a wide-ish variety of flavors available. So unfortunately, where I look, I could only get cookies and cream, chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry milkshake flavors. I have seen flavors like salted caramel, graham cracker, and peanut butter cookie out there. So I can't find them anywhere, I've just seen them online. Maybe if you get a chance, let me know what they taste like and where I can get them from, because I'm seriously keen to try, especially like the peanut butter flavors. So that wraps up this review of BSN Syntha-6 Edge. Hope you enjoyed it, maybe you learned something. If you did, feel free to hit the like button down below. Really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos similar to this, then please feel free to hit the subscribe button as well. I do post a new video every week, so maybe I'll see you in the next one.